warm-ups for race 2. And this is a 3-race format here in week 2 of the GTCC. And had a great first race for those of you that just tuning in. We had an outstanding race, first race, exploding with action, literally from the very first start. Had a huge wreck on the first turn, and then after that a great race to the finish where CP Allen was the victor of the first race. So here we are, race 2, getting ready to be gridding shortly. And going to be exciting to see what happens. I'm JD Smith. Alongside me is Kane. Kane, hey, are you ready? Doing all right tonight?
It's been a great race so far. I can only imagine that this one's going to be just as good.
Absolutely. And as I'm looking across the top grid, we're going to have CP Allen in the first position. Second position is going to be number 28, Robert Fagg. Third's going to go to Jim Pankman. Fourth place is going to be Hebron. Fifth's going to go to Kyle Heron. Sixth will be Fabrizio Battistella. I'm going to get that tonight. I'm sorry. Number 27, Mario Girard. Jim Egan. Then going to be Steve J. Richardson. 10th will be Simon G. Goodwin. 11th will be Douglas Beard. 12th will be Ellis Stevens. And Eddie DePaula will be in the 13th position, while Christopher Cobb will hold down the 14th. Guys, the lights are red, now they're green. We're off. This should be mean. Here's a good race coming right now. As we're heading down towards 1, let's see if we can keep this thing clean, Kane. I don't know if you know how it went last time, where everybody got off to a crazy start. But it looks like everything's starting out okay. We have 1 hits the wall, 2 hit the wall, and trouble. Luckily, I don't know how they missed hitting the rest of the field. Luckily, the rest of the field's getting away okay, Kane.
Yeah, that was an action-packed first turn. It looks like everybody got through without serious damage, and the race will continue.
As the dust clears, I'm telling you. There's Steve J. Richardson there in 12th. He's heading away. We have somebody riding through the grass over there. Oh, getting sideways, and great save there by Steve J. Richardson there in that eBay machine, and keeps it on the track and keeps it going. That was a close call for him. Looking just right here, we see the graphic showing Mario Girard in the 6th position in the Diagonal Motorsports machine. There he is right there, number 27, and he's hanging in there just fine. And looking right here, a side-by-side race. There is Mario Girard now shown in 4th, Kane, as they're just completing lap number 1 of this 15-lap race 2. This is the second race tonight of our 3-race format of the GTCC. We are week 2 here at Sebring International Speedway with a special nighttime race for you. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. I know I am. Kane, how you feeling this evening, bud?
It's looking good so far. Looks like Mario Girard just succumbed to Simon Goodwin for the 3rd position.
Yes, he is holding down that, it's always a big thing. You got to get that podium position. So I know Mario's going to be fighting hard to get that place position. But a good job by Simon G. Goodwin to get that place spot. There's a good view of that back stretch. That's a big, long back stretch there. Sebring is a 17-turn course, and I tell you what, besides that crucial first turn, that left-hander on turn 1, to me the second hardest turn on this course is coming off of this long straightaway at night. There you see right there, it looks like Mario Girard having a little problem sliding there on the corner exit. It's just a difficult turn because it's dark and because you're going literally from your top speed. You have to get down and downshift through the gears to make that turn fast and safe, and it is very tough when all you have to go by is road cones. But there you just saw 3 wide, only here at Sebring. That's one of, you're not going to see that very often, as you see 3 guys 3 wide going through that turn. Here you see the left-hander, then the right. And as he comes down to that back straightaway, great job sliding the tires. He just drifted. That's a great job by our second place driver, Doug Beard. He is really trying to catch up to pace to catch our leader right now. And if CP Allen's not careful, Mr. Doug Beard will catch him. And guys, you know, us being up in the broadcast booth, we are able to see the cars with a little bit more light than they can. When they're looking through their cockpits, all they can see is what their headlights show them, except for this section that you see now, which has pole lights. You know, the track is lit up around the start-finish line for the spectators. But in the all the other, this is a 3.7 mile course. There is not lit. It is not lit. The only thing that you can see right here, there's a good view from Kane showing us. As you can see right now, is Robert Fagg, our leader,
Fagg is off the track.
Course. He's off the track, and what is saved by Robert Fagg. He keeps the car from going out. He kept the back end or the front end from getting sideways. He kept it straight, gets the car right back on track, and what a way to save the lead.
Great save.
Kane, he's going to have to be really careful. He doesn't want to lose this lead, or if not, lose the race. I mean, that was an outstanding save. Don't know what happened to cause it, as we had just clicked the camera view to the onboard view, but wow, what a close call for Robert Fagg, our leader right now, with 12 laps remaining of this second race, Kane.
Well, as we've seen from the last race, he tends to hit the corners awful aggressive and go in awful hard, and I think he just went in a little too deep and just got a couple wheels off, and it just pulled him the rest of the way off.
You know, it just amazes me how good a job he did of saving that car. I mean, most of the guys that I race with, or myself, when you're in the lead, you just get a little touchy sometimes, and if you get off road like that, your nerves will make you overcorrect. He did a good job of staying calm, keep the car under control, and staying in that first place position. And look at the car as it slides around that turn right. He's doing a great job right now of putting down a good lap. There's a great graphic shown to us by Kane right now that shows Robert Fagg's at almost a 5-second lead ahead of Doug Beard. And Douglas Beard, is, as we showed you earlier, is not laying down no bad laps. He's putting down a good fast lap time right now, but Rob Fagg battling just as hard. As you can see, that lap time slowly grow. There's another view from second to third as we look at the 5.7 and climbing of gap time between the second place car of Doug Beard and third place of Mario Girard. So, as we have the top three kind of spreading out a little bit, it's still a good battle here, as we have some of the other cars trying to battle to catch these podium positions. Here we are, 1/3 of this race complete already. We're 5 of 15 down. Robert Fagg's your leader. Your second place is Douglas Beard. Third place belongs to Mario Girard, as you see there. Fourth place is Simon G. Goodwin. Fifth place is Ellis Stevens. Sixth place is Jim Egan. Seventh place belongs to Steve J. Richardson. 8th place goes to Eddie DePaula, while 9th place goes to Peter Hebron. 10th place goes to Fabrizio Battistella. 11th goes to C.P. Allen. Number 22 goes to Christopher Cobb. Number 25 goes to Kyle Herron. And number 77 goes to Jim Pinkman. And I'm telling you guys right now, look at this battle from 4th, 5th, and beyond. We have a nice little pack here, Kane.
Yeah, it looks like we found the action. Back from 4th place and back. Everybody is very tight back here.
And that turn right there is just killer, man. It is killer. And that's the turn right before you go into the final turn 17 as you come down towards the start-finish line. So that turn right there that's so crucial is turn 16. But look at him right here crossing the start-finish line. This is the turn where we had the terrible wreck in the first race, when the guys are all bunched up together. You know, from a standstill start like that, it is just so crazy how quickly things can go from okay to just what just happened. You know?
Yeah, it doesn't take long when you're inches from the other cars for things to go from bad to worse and worse.
Especially at the speed these guys get the cars up to in such a fast pace as well. There we see Eddie DePaula in the double knot Pepsi Max car. He got caught up in some trouble last race, and here he is in 5th place. You know that he'd really like to get up to catch Mario Girard up there, who we just saw turn off back straight. He's a good ways ahead of him. What's he got to do to get up there?
Well, first and foremost, he's got to try and get his way around Ella Stevens, who's having a fantastic race tonight.
Yes, he is, and that's Ella Stevens right there, just in front of Eddie, and he is in the blue car, and he is doing a great job of holding off Eddie. Here goes Eddie, though. Eddie DePaula trying to pass him on the inside as they come up towards the left-hander. Eddie's going to actually gain position. Is he going to be able to hold him off? It looks like he is. Eddie does. As he heads down to this back little stretch, there's a little dog leg to the right and then a right-hander, and he does just fine. And through the tight section, he's able to hold the position. Ellis didn't back off, though, as they were side by side in one of the tightest parts on the track. A great job keeping position by Eddie DePaula.
It looks like Ellis is going to be under pressure again by Jim Egan.
Yeah, there's Jim Egan coming up there in the Auto Blip car, and I'm telling you what, man, these guys are battling like they're battling for the lead, and that's what we love to see, and that's what the fans love to see. So glad to see these guys battling their hearts out. And there's a good view of Jim Egan back there as, Mr. Ellis sees those headlights coming, and he says, dang it, I just lost the 4th place position. I'll be dadgummed if I'm going to lose the next one. And there's a good view right there of Simon G. Goodwin in the 7th position. And he would really love to get up in this action and show him what he's all about there, Kane.
Yeah, I think Simon Goodwin was one of the cars involved in that first lap incident there at the start. And he's done a pretty good job at catching back up to the field.
Yes, he has. And, he's thinking of this race as it is a 3-race event, not a it's all over because I wrecked in the first race. So he knows that he's going to have to get these points to make week worth his while this week to move up in the point standings. And right now he's doing a good job. But as unfortunate as it be, there's only 7 laps remaining, so time is starting to run short. If he's going to make a move, it's going to have to be now. And here we are. We have a great view here of the front stretch. As you see the number 2 car, the 2nd place position car of Douglas Beard cross the start-finish line. That's going to make it 6 laps left in this 2nd race of a 3-race format here at Sebring in Central Florida tonight. Under the lights, there's a good view of Robert Fagg right there, and he is really trying to win this race. After CP Allen won the first race, I'm looking, Kane, and where is CP? What happened?
Looks like CP Allen may have been involved in that first wreck. He's back in 10th place.
And now showing 11th place. I mean, I'm telling you what, that's really going to hurt CP on the point standings. That's what we just had through. If you saw the end of our last cast of race 1, we just talked about it, that it's ever important. If you win a race, you've got to be able to keep a consistent position. You want to keep these at least in the top 7 or higher. That seems to be where the points really fall off. And if you can keep a consistently high average, it's almost better to finish 3rd or 2nd every race than to have a 1st place finish and then a last place finish. It really hurts you in the point standings. So the cars that had a rough start, or actually like Ellis Stevens last race, got caught up in some mess, is doing a great job of bouncing back. So here we are. We're going to shuffle up these point standings again, Kane, it looks like.
Yeah, I think you're right. It looks like with CP finishing and having a bad race on the 2nd race that the points are going to get shuffled.
And one thing we don't forget is before we even before we even unloaded the haulers here at Sebring International Speedway, your point leader was, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Douglas Beard.
I believe you're right.
And with him and now in 2nd place, that's just going to move him back up to the very top of the list. So these guys really need to make sure they get ahead of Doug, and you got to give Doug all the ups in the world. And look at this pass right here on the inside. There's our points right there pulled up. This is from week 1. There it is. And That shows you right there. Doug was in first place in the points. And just as they crossed the start-finish line with 4 laps remaining here in this second race, Mr. Doug Beard is now fighting for the number 1 position with Robert Fagg in the number 28 car. And it really is, man, some outstanding camera shots we're getting. Really want to thank Kane for putting this together with these awesome camera angles on this outstanding looking night course.
It's hard to believe how much braking those guys really do. You see Douglas Beard there getting a little loose on the brakes.
Yeah, I saw that. He did a good job of keeping it under control. Things got a little hairy there, but he did okay. You know, he's holding down that second place position for dear life. If he finishes with that, he's going to be happy, although you know he wants to get the win. You got to be proud with the second place position. And looks like he gets real wide on that turn, Kane.
Well, you carry so much speed through that final turn that you about have to carry it wide sometimes if you go in just a little too hard in order to keep from spinning out. That's the only way to scrub off some extra speed, is to just take that corner as wide as you can.
Absolutely, and that's why that number 16 turn at nighttime is just one of the toughest turns on the course to me. You know, I'm sure the drivers feel the same way, but I just know at nighttime, for me, coming off of that back straightaway where you're losing. Here we show Robert Fagg heading down that long back straightaway in first place right here, and he's coming up on that turn that we're talking about. That turn number 16, it's just such a tough turn. Let's see how he takes it. This is our leader. And that's about as picturesque textbook a turn as you can have on that right there. Good job of Robert taking that one just right. And that's the kind of driving that's going to take him to the victory if he can keep it up. As he goes across the line, there will be 2 laps remaining here in the second race of week 2 here at Sebring International Speedway. Here's a great camera angle here showing us we are now on the onboard camera of leader Robert Fagg. And let's just take a moment and watch Robert take these turns.
He almost went wide there again, like he did last time we clicked on the onboard camera shot. He just takes that turn extra wide.
Yeah, I think that's just his technique. As we watch him, I'm going to just step back for a second and let's just take a look and kind of learn and see how Robert takes these.
Let's listen to Robert Fagg on his second to the last lap.
And now you see that's Robert Fagg there. Great onboard cam footage there provided to us. But here we are, white flag out, and this is it, the final lap of race number 2. Can Robert Fagg be able to stay in the leading spot? If he can keep this thing on the track and at a decent pace, he should be just fine. As we see listed there, a great job by Kane in the lap times there. I really like that feature added, bud. And a good view of Eddie DePaula coming around turn number 1 and turn 2. Doing a great job there. Great turn exit. Gets good speed, good corner speed through that first turn. And Ellis Stevens now, and just behind him is Jim Egan. And Ellis, just a great job tonight. You know he really wants to finish in that 5th place position. He doesn't want to let Mr. Jim Egan sneak that away from him. So I'm going to be real proud of Ellis tonight, doing a good job of that 5th place position, especially after the unfortunate events that occurred in the first race.
And Jim,
I think
Jim's done a great job too. He's been sticking right there this entire race. Both of those guys have had a really good race, and top 5, top 6 finishes for both of them. That's a very good job.
Absolutely. And there is the official results. There is your official winner, Robert Fagg, in second place, Mr. Douglas Beard. So just a second, I'll go ahead and do a full rundown. I want to let everybody cross the start-finish line first, though. And that is how they will finish 5th and 6th there. Good job, fellas. That's Mr. Ellis Stevens in 5th and Jim Egan in 6th place. And as the last few cars get across the finish line, I will go ahead and do a final rundown here tonight at Sebring International Speedway. In the first place position tonight, taking the checkered flag of race number 2 is Robert Fagg. In second place is number 23 car of Douglas Beard. Third place is going to belong to Mario Girard. Fourth place is going to get to Eddie DePaula. Fifth place will be Ellis Stevens, while Jim Egan will take over sixth place. Seventh place is going to belong to the number 46 car of Peter Hebron, while Simon G. Goodwin takes 8th. Ninth is Stephen J. Richardson. 10th will go to C.P. Allen, who took the lead last race. Fabrizio Battistella will take 11th. Christopher Cobb takes 12th, while Kyle Herring takes 13th. And 14th will belong to Jim Pankman. And thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate everybody. This is race number 2. And as we're doing a little post-race talk here with my good friend Kane, I want to tell you guys what a great job this league has done. We've had some outstanding racing from the GTCC already here just in week 2. From what we saw last week over in Brazil to now back in the United States and here in Florida. And this point standings is not one-sided at all. It has really been shaken up a lot. Just from week 1 where we saw 3 different winners. And looks like we could possibly see 3 different winners this week, Kane.
I don't doubt it. That's the way how close this series is. There isn't one guy that's just blowing this league away and being extremely dominant. This race, there's 3 or 4 guys that could take this thing any race.
That's right, and that's what makes it so exciting. And once again, we do want to mention that our broadcast tonight is brought to you by DirtyMX.com. Once again, that's GetDirtyMX.com, and we want to thank those guys for sponsoring us this season. They're going to be with us all season, and we're glad to have them on board with us. And if you guys get a chance, I want you to go by and check out GetDirtyMX.com. They got all your Supercross and ATV gear needs. They also give out a lot of great sponsorship. So you guys get over there, check them out. We really are glad to have them on board with us. I'm JD Smith. Alongside me is Kane, and we are happy to bring you Sebring here tonight. We do have our 3rd and final race coming up to you in just a moment, so don't go anywhere. We'll be happy to see you in just a few.
I can tell you about iRacing's precision-engineered cars. I can tell you about iRacing's authentically detailed tracks. I can tell you about iRacing's incredibly satisfying physics.
But what I can't tell you is what it's like to be part of this.